Have the recent rise in interest rates, or has the recent rise in interest rates made you feel not so positive about your ability to buy a home, maybe that you will never get the opportunity now to purchase that dream home? I imagine there's a lot of people in the market today, or in Atlanta today, that sort of feel deflated or defeated. Their dream of homeownership might not necessarily become a reality. And this is all based on a listener question. It's from Chuck and Mary in Avondale, who wrote in, "We've been renters for years and have been saving for our dream home. The rise in interest rates has us concerned. Do you have any strategies for us to go from renting to buying?" A lot of the concerns about going from renting to buying, they are unwarranted. The truth is that going from renting to buying in Metro Atlanta, you should be able to keep your expenses about the same or lower if you're buying the same size house that you're living in a similar area. But sometimes people are just sort of petrified by the fear of creating exposure and borrowing $300,000-$400,000 to buy a house. They can't imagine making all of the monthly payments over a 30-year period. They're probably more sensitive to the cost of things than they need to be. So the reality is, for most taxpayers, you get significant write-offs when you own your home. You can deduct all or a portion of your property taxes, all or most of the interest you pay on a first mortgage or a home equity line of credit. So there's a lot of advantages to buying a home that you don't get when you're a renter. But I do have some strategies, some specific strategies, things that you need to think about as you're preparing to buy a home. I believe buying a home is still the foundation for building wealth, and for most, it's still the American dream. Number one, get a mortgage payment that is less than your rent. If your rent is $1,700 a month, that's $20,400 a year over 5 years. That's $102,000 for something you'll never own. And the reality is, if you can afford $1,700 a month, or $2,100 a month, or $2,400 a month, then you can certainly afford that. When you are renting, in my opinion, you're paying your landlord's mortgage, so why not pay your own and build equity? Number two, know that 20% down payment is a myth. Even if you have it, you might not want to pay it all down. You might want to keep some in your bank account for emergencies, repairs. $10,000 more in a down payment may save you $60 or $70 a month, but it might be easier or best to leave it as cash in the bank. So don't spend every dime you have to get into the home. Make sure you leave yourself a cushion. Number three, zero down and low down payment loans have been around for a while, but read the fine print. There are still out-of-pocket expenses up front that will most likely get refunded at closing. So if you're getting a no down payment or a low down payment loan, typically you have some fees that are paid up front, like appraisal fees, to get the loan started. First-time homebuyer conventional loans, if you haven't owned anything in the last 3 years, for 3% down, and FHA loans are 3.5% down. The main takeaway is make a budget and stick to it. Have a dream home down payment fund that you contribute to religiously. Get pre-approved. Make sure that you get a full pre-approval. Give some lender, one you trust or one your real estate agent trusts, give them all of your information and let them get you fully pre-approved, so when you find the home to buy, you won't have to worry about getting qualified for your mortgage then. And then the last tip I have for you, Chuck and Mary, is don't give up. There is the perfect home out there for you, and my guess is over the next few months they will get easier and easier to find.